What's going on, you guys, and welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be around strength training for hybrid athletes. When I think of hybrid training, I think of someone that wants to do conditioning, in this case running, and strength training combined. And in today's video, we're going to cover three separate questions. Why is this important? How do we implement this in our current training programming? And what do we actually do from a strength training perspective? But before jumping into the questions, if you haven't already, it'd mean the world to me if you liked and subscribed to the channel. It helps me more than you know. Jumping into question number one around why is this important, I break it up into three separate sections itself. The first section really is going to be about the hybrid training piece itself. When I think of conditioning, I think of running, and running really helps you increase your lifespan, so how long you live. And when you add strength training to that, that increases your quality of life. So running helps you live longer, strength training helps you live better. I've been doing hybrid training for roughly 5 years now, and one of the things that I always tried to avoid was having that frail, skinny body that people think of when it comes to endurance athletes. And instead, I wanted to have a lean and functional system, and that's where the strength training piece comes into play. The second section around why is this important is going to be around bone density. So when you add strength training to your running programming, not only are you going to increase the functionality of your body, but you're going to reduce the risk of injury. Some of the common injuries that I see with runners are stress fractures, which are small breaks within the bones. So by adding that strength training element, you're going to increase the durability of your bones and your skeleton. And then the third section around why this is important, I think of symmetry. Have you ever seen those rock climbers when they have like those rounded forward shoulders, or even runners that have their shoulders hiked up from running for a very long time? These are simple signs that show that you have some imbalances in your body, and by implementing strength training into your programming, that helps bring the shoulders back or bring the shoulders down. And you ensure that you're using your whole body versus one specific targeted area within running. So then this leads us to question number two, with how do we implement this into our current running program? And the first step is to really zoom out and think about your week or your month. Let's keep things super simple for this video and think about our week. The first thing I look at is frequency. How many days am I training on a weekly basis? 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, maybe even 6 days. It's different from everybody. After we look at how many days we're training, we need to think about what are our hard days? What are the intensity days? What are the easy days? I've talked about this in videos before, but you want to have that balance where 80% of the work that you're doing throughout the week should be easy, and only 20% of that should be hard. So if we look at that week of how many days we're training and what days are hard, the rule of thumb that I like to follow is you want to have your hard days be hard and your easy days be easy. So an example of a hard day could be your anaerobic days. So it could be mountain running. It could be the day at the track. The easy days could be your aerobic days. So your easy running, whether that's on the treadmill or on the road. Low intensity, low heart rate. Why is this important? Because on the hard days you want to strain, and on the easy days you want to recover. You don't want every day to be hard because a couple of things. Number one, you're going to increase your risk of injury. Number two, you're going to increase the risk of burning out. And number three, you're going to either plateau or decrease your performance as an athlete. So after we've identified what days are hard and what days are easy, if you're doing doubles, you want to add that strength training to those hard days. But if you're doing singles like a normal person, you want to have your hard days be that strength training and have those easy runs be before or after. And then this leads us into question number three, which is what should we do from a strength training perspective? I am a big advocate for doing full body strength training sessions. I am not a bodybuilder. I don't need to do different splits. I don't need to do bicep curls. I need to be doing full body sessions because the majority of the work that I'm doing should be focused on my conditioning as a hybrid athlete. One of the things I think about as well when doing a full body strength training session is when I'm running, I'm doing a full body movement. So I should be doing full body training. So then the question becomes, well, Omar, then what do I do? And I like to keep things super simple with 7 exercises. So let's jump into those. The first one would be a lower body pull. So an example of this would be your barbell deadlift. This would be hitting your hamstrings, your glutes, but also your back. Number two would be your lower body push. So this could be a barbell back squat, hitting your glutes again, but your quads as well. So now we're hitting the front part of the legs. Exercise number three is going to be your lower body lateral. So I like to do goblet lateral lunges. Not only is this hitting the inside and the outside of your leg, your adductors and abductors, but you're also holding that kettlebell by working the shoulders. Moving from the lower body to the upper body for exercise number four, we're going to be doing a upper body vertical pull. So this could be a cable lat pull down, hitting the back, but also the biceps. We then transition from a pull to a push, so the upper body vertical push. This could be a dumbbell shoulder press, so hitting the shoulders and the triceps. Exercise number 6 is going to be upper body horizontal pull. So my favorite exercise to do here is a bent over barbell row. This is going to hit the back again from a different angle, but also the biceps. And then exercise number 8, this is the favorite for the guys, upper body horizontal push, which most guys like to do, the barbell chest press, hitting the chest, hitting the triceps. One of the things to note when I put these programs together or these workouts together is I try to think about doing compound movements. Compound movements are key here, and these are multi-joint movements. As I mentioned before, you're not going to see me be doing any type of like bicep curls or tricep kickbacks. They are important, but again, I need to make sure that I'm getting the most bang out of my buck, which is why I do compound movements versus isolated exercises. If my focus was around bodybuilding or physique competitions, 100%. I would be doing split training. I wouldn't be doing as much conditioning. But for the purposes of hybrid training, whether you're doing a Spartan race, a DECA, or a Hyrox, or if you just like to do hybrid training, compound movements are key here. These are the movements that are going to give you the best bang of your buck, either in a race or in real life. So as we recap everything here, let's think of the 3 sections again. The benefits of adding strength training to your running programming is it's going to increase your quality of life. You're going to have carryover into different sports and activities. You're going to reduce the risk of injury and make that body more durable. And you're just going to look better, which is always a nice thing, right? We talked about having that frail, skinny body versus the lean and functional system. Recapping section number 2, which is around implementing this into your current program. Think about how many days you're training on a weekly basis. I like to think if you're doing 2 to 3 days on a week, make one of those a strength training day. If you're training 4 to 6 days a week, maybe even 7, do 2 of those days as strength training sessions. And the second part of that is thinking about the intensity loads, right? Because we don't want every day to be super hard. Make the hard days hard and make those easy days easy. Keep the heart rate low, let the body do what it needs to do, eat some quality food. So then when those hard days do come up, you're able to redline and break those barriers. And then again, section number 3, we like to think about symmetry. We want to look at the body as a full system versus individual components. Everything talks together. So when you work together, you get better results versus isolating different components. And just as a quick plug, I know I haven't chatted about this in a while, but I am very close to releasing the Hybrid Method personal training app, which will be coming out mid to late September, which will include programs for hybrid training, conditioning, strength training, all different levels. More to come on that information in the near future. We are so excited to launch this app. So if you have any questions around strength training as a hybrid athlete, anything around the app, be sure to leave them in the comments section below. Or if you have any questions that you don't want to leave in the comment section, you can email me directly at info@omarromero.com. That's it for today's video. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.